So here we go, Friday Night Phenoms presented by MTD Products. And let's kick it off with the guy that I was just talking about. The engine, the could for the Lucas Cubs. He does it on both sides of the football. He carried it 16 times for a $103, got into the end zone against Lakewood in a big win. And then defensively, how about 12 tackles? He also had a sack, and we talked about this. This is what he can do in the backfield as well, just constantly making plays. Phenomenal performance, and you've seen him in person too, Travis. This kid, he really is, he personifies Lucas football. He's hard, tough-nosed, and gets it done offensively, defensively, wherever they need him.
And on both sides, he is the epitome of RPO. He runs people over on both sides of the ball, and he is one of the main reasons why the Lucas Cubs are #1 in their region and state ranked once again. It doesn't matter who goes out there because these Lucas Cubs, they just keep stepping up year after year, and Fanello is one of the main reasons why.
They stepped up the competition. D7 taking on a D2 and number 25, one of the major factors in that win. He got hobbled at the end of the game. We're hoping that he's good moving forward. This kid, flat out dynamite for Crestview so far this season. He's been nearly perfect and was almost flawless in a big win against Monroeville. How about Hayden Kuhn? First time starter. Woo! Throw it in the whirly bird to get a couple of extra yards there, reaching for more yardage, getting big first downs, and then thrown to the end zone to his favorite target, Gabe Smedley. This Crestview quarterback was flat out awesome, G-Man, and you've got to see him grow up a little bit. You know, Hayden, coming from a quarterback family, he got his time, and he's shining right now.
Yeah, and I think it's time to start putting him in the upper echelon of quarterbacks in the area. He might be up there with Marshall Shepard. He might not put up the stats he does, but, man, he is a heck of a game manager. He does not turn the ball over, and that is exactly what Steve Haverdale wants as in his coaching staff. Hayden Kuhn makes the big plays, 3 touchdowns here from the performance against Monroeville, and the Cougars are rolling, man. They're a high-flying offense, and the running game has really been able to set up the pass, as you see here from this beautiful ball right to Gabe Smedley. That's going to be our top play from that game, too. So Crestview and Hayden Kuhn, man, they're getting it done, and they're rolling for that collision course with St. Paul in the coming weeks.
How about another signal caller in the senior Peyton Lester down there in Howard of the East Knox Bulldogs? They're starting to get the ship riding in the positive direction. 4 wins in 5 games so far, and this guy is a big leader on the team. He had a huge game against Conotton Valley. Travis, you were there. You've seen it in person. This dude's awesome, especially when he's on and he's got everything working for him like he does right here. And, of course, it helps when your running back can break a few tackles and get down the sideline, ghost in for a touchdown. But Lester really commands the offense. He's solid, man. Yeah,
when you have DeLauder and Steinmetz as running backs, you know, you don't have to throw the ball as much, but still, Peyton Lester, like you said, lit up Conotton Valley for multiple touchdowns, finds the open man, had a couple swing passes to those running backs as well, but he can find the open guy, and he can also thread the needle when he needs to, and that's one of the main reasons why they're 4-1 and 5th in the region. But Hayden, you were at the game as well. Just what impressed you about him?
Yeah, his ability to find the ball carrier, or find the wide receivers. They were able to make plays. Just a good performance from him.
So we talked about one running back from the Cubs who had a big performance in Andrew Fanello. How about another one that tasted pay dirt not once, not twice, but 3 times against D2 Lakewood? That's Barrett getting in the end zone. He plays a little defense himself. He is the leading tackler on the team, so I love what this guy brings to the table. He's shifty, he's fast, and he's hard to bring down, Travis. That's why he's up for Phenom this week and definitely has a head for the end zone. When they get down near the goal line, 35 is the guy that they give the rock to.
And that's another reason why Lucas has been so successful. They have multiple running backs that can just get you yardage, that can fight for those extra yards and get into the end zone. So when Fanello needs a break, hey, they're not going to break from anything because Barrett can come in and pick the slack up immediately. And then, hey, they play defensively as well, and they can just shut you down. Multiple stud linebackers / running backs for the Lucas Cubs. Like I said, undefeated, #1 in the region.
And that's why they get firework parties all to themselves out there at Bob Wine Field. And Eli Grandstaff doesn't get a ton of love typically in the backfield. He's a fullback that's been leading the way for guys like Nauman, who leads the area in rushing yards. But when number Deuce gets handed the football, sometimes he can come through right there. That was a big tackle for him. And as mentioned, on offense, when he got his carries this last week, Storm, he took advantage of him to be an overlooked guy. And then they're like, hey, we need you to step up. And then you do. come up to the occasion. It's pretty special, cool to see.
Yeah, the fullback position in football is very comparable to the center position in basketball. Just something that's going away, something we don't really see that often anymore. But I mean, when you got a guy like this, 12 carries, his career high actually for carries, 58 yards and 1 TD. That's exactly what you want out of your fullback. Not someone who does it all necessarily, but can also lay down some key blocks, things like that. So great performance out there at Highland.
Speaking of doing it all, how about Brady Wink? A little bit of rushing, a little bit of passing, and a whole lot of winning. Marion Harding, the Presidents, off to a nice start. One of their best here in recent memory because Brady Wink has been special. Look at that dime that he threw, and give some love to the wideout, of course, for coming down with that football. But at least he has the confidence to put it up. He certainly has the wheels to break outside the pocket and make things happen. You've seen it go down with your own eyes, G-Man. This guy, he was a big reason why the Presidents got a win over Galleon.
Yeah, he's been overshadowed a lot in the MOAC from Marshall Shepard, but Brady Wink, man, he's a really good QB, and he's got a lot of athletes on the outside. I talked to him after the game, and he really mentioned that. He's got Wesley Stokes, man. That guy's 6'3", 6'4", and he throws it up to him. Well, not a very efficient night, only 4 completions, but that was 22 yards a clip on those passes. And when he gets to those receivers, man, they make plays, and he's a heck of a quarterback.
Here he is completing one more ball down the far sideline there. Big win for the Presidents, knocking off Galleon. And how about school records dropping off of the wall because of Blaine Bowman? This dude, you want to talk about being overshadowed. Marshall Shepard getting a lot of the press clippings right now, but Blaine Bowman, he's got 12 touchdowns on the year already. That is ridiculous. That is a career for a lot of people. He's been doing that in 5 games, had 4 touchdowns in this one game alone, including that school record for yardage over 300. It has to just make your eyes like wide open when you're watching this guy in person. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, a big thing too is the yak, the yards after catch. Blaine Bowman is so fast that he can outrun, I believe, any dude in the state of Ohio right now probably. It's just crazy. Not only can he go up and get it, but he can also create yards with his legs, like you saw in that first clip, a couple of spin moves, and he'll lay out for any ball he needs to, and 4 touchdowns and 303 yards, breaking a school record. That means you're doing something right.
97-yarder right here that I think we're probably going to be seeing on top plays coming up in just a minute. Blaine Bowman, you are not human, man. This kid, absolutely unbelievable in week 5. And so was his quarterback, man. Over 2,000 yards already on the season. And not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, 7 total touchdowns. This looks like the Miami Heat press conference with LeBron James saying that they were going to win all those titles, and right now throwing a bunch of touchdowns, getting into the end zone basically at will as Marshall Shepard. Storm, you've been pleading for this guy for 4 weeks. What do you got to do? Let him know. Get a vote.
I don't know. I might have to cry or something on stream to get Marshall Shepard some votes. Maybe get the pity factor going. But the numbers speak for themselves. 6 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. The dude does it all. It's like when he's out there, he can literally just get away with whatever. It doesn't matter what he does. It's always going to end up in a positive play. I mean, 400 yards. Or 465 yards, and 2,000 already, halfway through the season. Are you joking? Those are like typo numbers. Those are numbers you see with a typo, but this guy's doing them for real.
So make sure that you make your votes count this week. Drop us a line on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and let us know who you thought was the Friday Night Phenom from week 5 of the Highland.